guys! Welcome to Law Diaries Lex Comentarios. So for today's video, we are going to talk about Chapter 4, Application of Penalties sa RPC, Section 1, which talks about rules for the application of penalties to the persons criminally liable and for the graduation of the same. So itong mga topic na to guys, under this Section 1, Chapter 4 sa RPC, it talks about application of penalties.
Paano natin ma-apply yung penalties, yung mga ganun-ganon.
So for today's video, we will talk about Article 46 of the RPC. So basahin muna natin ang provision na to. Article 46, penalty to be imposed upon principals in general. The penalty prescribed by law for the commission of a felony shall be imposed upon the principals in the commission of such felony. Whenever the law prescribes a penalty for a felony in general terms, it shall be understood as applicable to the consummated felony. So as a general rule guys, under this provision, whenever a provision of the RPC or the revised Penal Code defines a felony and provides for its penalty, it is presumed that it is intended as the penalty for the principal of the felony in its consummated stage. So meaning guys, kapag nag-impose yung RPC ng isang penalty, this is intended, generally intended, dun sa principal na tao na nag-commit ng crime.
Yung principal guys, ito yung siya talaga physically yung nag-isip, siya talaga yung nag-plano or nag-commit ng isang crime.
So siya itong si principal of a felony in a consummated stage. So when we say consummated stage guys, lahat ng performance necessary para ma-produce successfully yung isang crime is na-commit and then successfully talaga na-commit yung crime. So consummated, yung parang bonggang-bongga, na-consume talaga yung crime.
Successful talaga siya na isagawa. Right?
So, penalty prescribed in general terms. So, this provision, guys, it talks about the general rule of the application of the penalty in the RPC. So, the penalty prescribed by law in general terms shall be imposed upon the principals. And number 2, for consummated felony. So, for example, in Article 249, the penalty of reclusion temporal is provided for the crime of homicide. So, the penalty is intended for the principal in a consummated homicide. So, yun. Ang exemption naman guys sa rule na to, di ba, this is the general rule. So, ang exemption nito guys is when the law fixes a penalty for frustrated and attempted felony. So, kapag yung law is expressly talaga siyang nag-declare or expressly talaga siyang nagbigay ng certain punishment for frustrated or attempted felony. So, yun yung exemption. So, the exemption is when the penalty to be imposed upon the principal in frustrated or attempted felony is fixed by law. Whenever it is believed that the penalty lowered by 1 or 2 degrees corresponding the said act of execution is not in proportion to the wrong that the law fixes a distinct penalty for the principal in frustrated or attempted felony. So let's have an example for that. The penalty prescribed by the code for robbery with homicide is reclusion perpetua to death. This is under Article 294, number 1. But the penalty to be imposed upon the offender in case the homicide was consummated but the robbery was attempted or frustrated is not 2 degrees or 1 degree lower than said penalty but reclusion temporal in its maximum period to reclusion perpetua as prescribed in Article 297. So let's go to graduation of penalties by degrees or by periods. The graduation of penalties by degrees refers to stages of execution, which is consummated, frustrated, or attempted felony. I already have a video about this guys, you might want to check it out. This is under Article 6 of the RPC. As to the degree of the criminal participation of the offender, whether as principal, accomplice, or accessory. So I also have a video talking about principal guys, accessory, or accomplice. The division of a divisible penalty into 3 periods as maximum, medium, and minimum refers to the proper period of the penalty which should be imposed when aggravating or mitigating circumstances attend the commission of the crime. So, ito namang maximum, medium, at minimum. Guys, we will talk about this in our future video. So, again guys, very simple lang naman talaga yung main point ng Article 46. It talks about a general rule. Now, whenever, kapag may penalty na na-impose or na-render yung court, it would be applied dun sa principal ng felony in its consummated form. Consummated form? Or in consummated felony.
So, yun lang yung nasa Article 46.
So, I hope you learned something from this video, guys. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Bye-bye!